Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine,
Yes.
what are your feelings about FOMO?
I feel, well, when I was younger, I had FOMO with some of my friends, like probably in high school and, maybe 5 years out of high school to my mid-20s. And at some point, I just grew up and didn't care. But I don't think FOMO can be a good thing ever, because fear of missing out, it's fear. What makes you have FOMO, it all depends on your child. It could be anything, but fear of missing out. As far as you're talking about reselling, like missing out on something. Yeah, I mean, I think if you buy enough, we've all made mistakes over the years. And I may have taken some chances, or you may have taken some chances on things, and it wasn't a good deal. But you didn't want to miss out. Just like that one auction, we talk about it all the time. I went there with about $1,500, and I spent it all outbidding this one buyer, and I hardly made any. Probably didn't make any money, break even or lost money after the fees. But because I didn't want to miss out, and I didn't want him getting the deal, so I outbid him on almost everything, and I looked cool at the time. But then selling the stuff, when we were younger, we didn't. It was all old toys box, but it was like Marks and Remco and cheaper stuff like that. But you live and learn. But I think at this point, I certainly haven't had FOMO in quite a long time. If I miss out on things, oh well, I got other stuff,
See, and I'm the opposite. I do have FOMO, but my FOMO comes in, like for example, this weekend I'm going away for a sale, and I'm going to miss the local sales. What am I going to miss at the local sales? And if I'm going away for the weekend, I still look at the estate sales, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good estate sale on Saturday, but I can't make it because I'm out of town. So my FOMO is always, that will be the one sale that has all this great stuff really, really cheap. And it used to be even worse back when we had auctions, because sometimes there would be two auctions at the same time that you wanted to go to that both looked like they had good things.
Sure.
Or even, I don't know if you remember this or not, when the auctioneers had a really large auction, and they broke it up to 2 or 3 auctioneers.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Can I say his name?
Yeah.
Dan Bauer. There was an outdoor one. I remember that. There was a lot of good stuff in different areas. And it's like you had to pick one. So I think we divided and conquered. But, and we still missed one because there was 3 going on at the same time.
3 auctioneers, there's 2
Very
of us.
Very rare, yeah. And I probably never see that again. But
Yeah. And that was always the case, too. It's like, do I go inside? How fast is he going inside? How fast is he going outside? Wait, I want stuff in the back, and there's a different auctioneer there.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the outdoor auctioneer going to next?
Right.
If he starts at that end of that line, then I can run in the house.
Right. I mean, I got to think logically, though. If you're going out of town, you're driving 2 hours to a big sale somewhere, there's probably more opportunity there than a local one. And a lot of local people where they might even save stuff for you. Or if you contact them and say, hey, I can't make it, but you know me, I'm Paperboy. If you get any that's ephemera, just set it aside. I'll catch up with you next week, But for me, I have the attitude now as far as like these deals all over the country where especially the adult stuff, there's not much competition. And I'll put a price in. Usually people come up with crazy prices for the most part, but there's, deals. But I'm like, here's my offer. If someone's willing to pay more than this amount, God bless them. Because one, they need to have more money, more storage, driving, 10, 12 hours to your location, able to, labor, storage. So if they're going to beat my price, God bless them,
The only thing I think you screw up on that, if we can go out on a little bit of the side, I would say if you find somebody to beat that, after you're done with the deal, can you give them my number?
Right, yeah exactly. Right.
Because if they're willing to pay that, then I can fill their warehouse for them.
Well, and a lot of times, too, I'll make them an offer, and they'll think I'm crazy. Like, these magazines are $30 to $50 I see online. I go, I'm the one online selling them, but they don't fly off the shelves.
You found them online because they didn't sell.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll say, hey, I buy truckloads of these. I pay $2 to $5 depending on how rare it is, regardless if it's 20, 50, or 100. And if you can get someone to pay more than it, God bless you. And they all, I would say 99 out of 100 times they're calling me back at some point because there's no outlet for them to sell it in bulk, and they don't want to sit there and piecemeal it forever to try and get $10 extra per magazine. So.
Right. Plus, the adult stuff is a little tough because there aren't that many venues for it as well. Yeah. That does make that a little bit tough.
Sure.
But I definitely have FOMO as far as on the buying side of things. But here's the crazy thing about it. If tomorrow I suddenly, God forbid, something happened to me and I wasn't able to drive, and I can't drive for 1 year, so I can't go to any sales for 1 year, and Mrs. Paperco always says, you got enough stuff, I'm not driving, so I have to stay here and list for 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run out of stuff.
No.
I don't need to source.
Right.
So, and the flip side of that as well is, I am certain that if, and I know you've done this as well, if you end up picking up an old auction catalog and you start looking through it from like 1982 and there's the results in there and you're like, oh my God, an Action Comics number one went for $2,000. Well, obviously 1981, we didn't have anything close to $2,000.
Yeah.
But you sit there and you look at it, and if I sat there and I looked at all of the estate sales that I missed and all of the different sales that I missed and all the things people bought that I missed, oh well. Realistically, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And the other side of it is, okay, I do go to the local flea market, but I get there 5 minutes later than another guy that gets a really good deal. Or I start on the east end and he starts on the west end and gets a really good deal. So even if you're there, it doesn't mean you're going to get something. Or somebody finds something because the guy was unloading when I walked by. Or it was sitting in his truck, he saved it for somebody. Or it was at the bottom of a box way in the back corner and I didn't see it.
Right.
So yes, there is fear of missing out. There definitely is, but push it aside. There's going to be another deal. There's going to be another sale. There's going to be another opportunity. I guess the only time that it would be real would be one of those, you go to the flea market and you walk right by and then the guy behind you goes, wow, how much you need for this box? $10? Cool. Wow, look at these golden age superhero comics in the bottom of this box that nobody saw.
This is great.
Okay, then you might be going, why didn't I look through that box? But in the unlight, that's not going to happen.
You got me thinking now. So you're good at numbers real fast. So if I didn't want to work for or buy for 4 or 5 years, I wanted to live at my house, but have my employees list 10 employees. Say they can list 100 a day per employee. That's 1,000 a day, 5 days a week. That's 5,000 they can list in a week. For 52 weeks, so that's 250,000.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah. So at least for 2, like if I have 1 million items, so I'm good for 2 years at least. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I might try that out.
Yeah. And as a one-man band, I figured out that even with Whatnot, as often as I do Whatnot, I got 3 years worth of inventory between eBay and Whatnot, and that's selling a lot of stuff on Whatnot.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and if I did just strictly eBay, we're talking 5-6 years worth of inventory. So yeah, fear of missing out is real, but don't let it really get you down because again, there'll be another sale, and you can't be, if you are, if I'm at the Avon flea market here, I can't be at the same time at the public market flea market. I cannot be.
Yeah.
I have to choose which one I want to go to first, and a great deal could be found at the other one.
Sure.
I can't be at the Syracuse flea market if I'm at the Avon flea market.
Yeah, I mean, you go with what you know, what you have most success with. You're better at the flea market, you go there first, or vice versa.
Yep, absolutely. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Don't fear missing out. There's always going to be another opportunity. Except hitting the like button. I think you got one opportunity to do it, so if you could do that, definitely would appreciate it. Don't miss out on doing that, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.